Hello out there to all you styrene users and abusers. This is George again, coming to you from Kitchen Table Scale Models with a little bit of a build slash kit review video of a recently completed build. This is the 29 Ford Street Rod Blue Bandito kit from Monogram in 1/24th scale, kit number 85-4020. Those of you who are old enough to remember, this kit was originally issued back in the 60s as the Blue Bandit. It was one of a number of Monogram street rod kits, which if you were a 10 or 12-year-old kid growing up at that time, as I was, they built up very nicely. It was really, these kits you were able to build a nicely detailed, good-looking model. At that time, the Monogram's plastic was very high gloss. Didn't really need paint if you didn't want it. You could build a nice-looking shelf model of any one of these hot rod kits out of the box, no paint. They were well engineered. They were fairly easy to assemble. I built this kit originally back in '68 or '65, somewhere around that area. '64, I guess I was about 12. I decided to build it again as kind of a slump buster. I've been in a little bit of a kind of stuck in my building for a while, and did a number of kits number of builds that had a lot of bare metal foil, and I was just looking for something simple. At the same time, I was looking. I wanted to try using Vallejo paints and getting a good gloss coat on them. Which, if you've used Vallejo Model Air or Model Color, you know that the colors are absolutely gorgeous. Getting a good gloss coat, getting a good gloss on them is a challenge. I've used a number of different things. I used their varnish over the years. But this one was done with the Createx clear high gloss. There's a learning curve to using that, which I haven't quite mastered yet. But overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the kit. Let's look at it a little closer, or at least try to. Here we go. There we go. Okay. So again, Monogram Blue Bandito kit, built straight out of the box, nothing fancy. The only thing I did to it, you see I got some sparkle wires in there. Contemplated stripping the chrome and repainting it, but the chrome was pretty nice, and I wanted to keep this build, again, I wanted to keep it simple. So I decided to pass on the stripping and alclad skin, routine. Color is Model Air 71-333 Russian Air Force Blue. If you've not used Vallejo paints, you really give it a shot. What I like about the Vallejo paints, besides the fact that they're very easy to use, they clean up with hot water, they lay down beautifully. You do need a primer because they are water-based. They don't really etch in that well. But what I like about them is the variety of colors that they have available. They have some of the most interesting, unique colors. And this is not the first build I've done with Vallejo, but this is my first attempt at trying to get a really decent gloss on a Vallejo kit, or on a Vallejo build. Again, the paint on here is the Model Air, and I will show you what I used for clear coat. I'm using this for the clear coat. It's the first time I've used it. There's a little bit of, there's some secrets to applying this. I watched a few videos online. Createx does a couple themselves to show you how to use it. Apparently there's a very narrow window of success for using this paint, or using this clear. You've got to lay it on so it just starts to haze, but if it hazes too much, it doesn't gloss out. So I'm playing with it. I'm overall, I'm very satisfied with the level of gloss on this model. What I do like about it, and what I do like about using the Vallejo paints with even the gloss varnish that they sell, is that the colors and the gloss level to me is a very natural, realistic looking gloss. I don't want to start a internet war, but my personal feelings are that a lot of models are being built out there that are so glossy, and they're beautiful paint jobs, not taking anything away from the builders, but to my eye, a kit that looks like it was dipped in some kind of clear molasses just doesn't do it to me. They look fake. They look artificial. I like a little lower gloss level. I find it looks more realistic regardless of what you're building. And I think this is a good realistic level, gloss level, to represent a model of a car that maybe would have been running around the 50s and 60s. They just weren't that high gloss. The kit itself went together well. Minimal problems. Minimal problem. Well, I left the front fender off, or front bumper off, because I didn't want a front bumper. Engine is detailed, a little bit of spark plug wiring. Trying to get it to focus here. There we go. That's not the only one that has problems with focusing. But there's the engine. You know, nothing fancy. Again, it's just right out of the box, painted with a little bit of detail painting. Again, the main color on here is the blue, and the gray I cannot recall. I think it was a Tamiya acrylic gray, a light gray of some sort. Did the interior in actually three-tone, because the carpet on the bottom is a dark blue, but that probably was the most time-consuming piece on this. The only real problem I had with the kit is the kit exhaust just flat out didn't fit. If you mated it up to where these pipes come through, which there's a little mating spot on the bottom, if you made it up to there, the exhaust pipes are too short. There's a little tab on them that is supposed to be glued into the rear axle, and in all my days I've never seen an exhaust pipe attached to a rear axle, but hey, it's a model kit. But it falls about a 1/4 inch short of the axle, and if you attach it at that point to the axle, the front of the exhaust is about a 1/4 inch shy of where it needs to be, and the back is still about a 1/4 inch shy of the back. So, and nothing worked. So heck, if model cars with Glenn could build cars without drive shafts, I could build them without exhaust pipes. Just realized I never did the panel lines on this one. I may or may not. I don't know. I'm afraid a black panel line on this will look too stark. I like what I was able to get done on the tailgate with the Ford insignia or logo. I got a little bit of schmutz on the fender there, you can see. But all in all, nice kit. Happy with the way it came out. This is the second of the Monogram Hot Rod series that I've done since I started kitchen table scale modeling, our scale models. This is kitchen table build number 28 for those of you who are members of the Facebook group. You can look at the album in there for some more photographs and some build photos on process. But again, it came up nice. I'll show you the underside, even though there's no exhaust. I did again. I kept it simple. I like the contrast of the gray against the blue. I thought that looked kind of pretty. Nothing fancy. Just a fast, simple, cheap and dirty build. Interestingly enough, this is the first build I've really kept track of how much time I had in on it. I find one of the most common questions I get from people who are non-builders when they look at one of my kits is, how long did that take you to do? And I tracked my time on this one. I think it was about 25 hours. Most of the time was spent in paint and masking to get the interior right. Not much of the time was spent in assembly. I mean, it really assembled fairly quickly. A lot, more time spent with paint drying. Overall, I love the color. I love Vallejo paints. I will be using them more now that I found a gloss that looks good to me. Don't know if I'm going to do another Monogram hot rod kit anytime soon. When I first started building again about 3 years ago, one of the first kits I did was the Green Hornet. Another kit that I did when I was a kid, and decided to when I wanted to get back building again, I decided to go back to where I started and build some of the early kits I did back in the day. So that's it. Nice kit. If you could find it, buy it. It came with surfboard and a couple other things. Haven't bothered with any of that stuff yet. Could probably throw it in my box of diorama parts. See, I need to do a little trim on the white wall, it looks like. But overall, very happy with the way it came out. Carburetor colors. One of the challenges we modelers always face is coming up with a realistic color for carburetor, that kind of that off silvery gold color. I used Tamiya titanium gold on this one. It doesn't look bad. It's kind of my go-to color for carburetors. Not much more I can add, so I'm not gonna. If you like this video, please like it. If you really like this video and want to see more, subscribe and you will. If you don't like it, don't do anything. Happy building.